Okay, hello everybody. My name is Panos. I am a program manager in the speech team. Along with a few colleagues of mine today, we're going to talk to you about what is new in speech services. Before we do a deep dive on the announcements that we need to make, I will remind you about speech services a little bit and do a recap of what the service is all about. So we released speech services as a GA service back in September 2018. The service encompasses a few things. The first one is a speech-to-text. So you can do speech-to-text in real time or in batch mode. You can adapt your own models, which was a very differentiating feature. You can do this through the portal or REST APIs. There's a bunch of related features that we're going to talk about later on when it comes to transcription. There is also the ability to do TTS, text-to-speech. And for that, you can use out-of-the-box voices. You can customize some of these voices. And my colleague will share with you some exciting news about the neural voices that we have for you available at this build. There is also the ability to do speech-to-speech translation, which is another service feature that is part of speech services. Bringing all that stuff together, we have the SDK. We released version 1.5 on the 2nd of May. So this serves as our programming model for bringing all these services together and making use of these services. And also, on top of that, we have, or along with it, we have the devices SDK, the speech services stack for your microphone array devices. So I'm going to go to the announcements and tell you what is new. So the Azure Conversation Transcription capability, you can now, as you saw on the demo that Satya did on Monday, you can now transcribe conversations between multiple people, be it in a round table or a meeting type setting. We always did very well in transcribing single voices, dual voices in a dialogue. Now you can actually transcribe multiple people in a meeting setting. There are 5 near human parity neural TTS voices that are actually GA, that we GA in build. You're going to listen to some of these. My colleague will play some of those recordings for you, and you will get an idea of the quality of these voices for yourself. Also, in terms of speech-to-text, the big news. I spoke with many of you on the phone about this over the last year or so. Speech Docker container is now available as a preview. You can get now transcription in a container to use for your on-prem scenarios. Furthermore, there is enhancement for customization, for adaptation, as we call it sometimes. So customers with Office 365 tenancy, they will be able to use their data at the press of a button to create their own very unique language model. And my colleague Brenda will go into details about that. And finally, we're making as a private preview direct client speech channel available, integrated to bot framework for enhancing the speech capabilities of your bot, of your virtual assistant. We're significantly, for the speech services itself, we're significantly reducing latency by bringing the service closer to developers. We used to be in 8 regions. We have now expanded to 18 in 4 continents. The service itself and the data remain regional. So the data will stay on the region that you pick, or anything that you do, importing, adaptation, or deploying endpoints. And I think it's also worth repeating that speech services is a fully compliant service. We have ISO, SOC, HIPAA, PCI certifications. I want to say a couple of things about the SDK. because this is your vehicle to access the real-time transcription pipeline. We keep adding developer support in terms of platforms and languages to the SDK. In March, we released version 1.4 that brought to you features such as text-to-speech through the SDK for the first time, world-level timestamps, as well as features like a client-level login. In 1.5, released at build this year, we're making available the feature for accepting more formats, MP3, Opus. There is expansion in the use of, in the availability of text-to-speech. There is the wake word detection. I'm going to come to it in a minute. There is a SpeechBot connector for building voice assistants. There is the Azure Conversation Transcription APIs. And there is also the phrase hint capability, which I'm also going to mention momentarily. And you can see on the board all the platforms and the language that we actually currently support. So wake word. So this is for devices. We're giving you two features, basically, along with this. So the first one is the ability to customize a keyword, a wake word, sorry, for your device. And you can do this through a dedicated portal. But we also offer the ability, we also offer an updated engine as well as models for improving, that improve performance. And when I say performance, I mean especially in cases where there is noise in the room, far field, or the wake word is uttered in a quiet manner, so to say. So this is now available through the SDK. The portal is also live. You can go and use that. Phrase hint is another feature that you get through the SDK. Now, phrase hint gives you the ability to send phrases or words along with your audio stream to basically hint to the decoder as to the content of that audio stream. Technically, from a word error rate point of view, the benefit is that it raises transcription accuracy, but also brings down the cost of adaptation. So, for example, if your scenario calls for use of everyday language, with the occasional use of a name or an acronym or a phrase for that matter, you can improve accuracy through the use of hints only. It's another way of basically narrowing down the search space for the decoder. So this is also available in 1.5. I'm going to make now a case about the call center scenario. We're really embracing the call center scenario. Practically, what that means is that we have a set of new features that will really change and revolutionize, I dare say, your call center solutions. We build these features with these four principles in mind: accuracy, speed, security, and capability enrichment. We know that data coming out or stored through an IVR is low quality. We know there might be other issues there. For example, in a customer and agent scenario, the volume may not be uniform between the two. But our unified models do a great job at transcribing telephony data. We're also investing in latency. We do transcribe at the moment faster than real time, and we can do this both on the SDK, and we also transcribe very fast the batch transcription jobs as soon as they leave the job queue. And there's other stuff we do there as well. The service is compliant, as I said before, and in terms of capabilities, we can process various formats. I won't go into details about this now, but we can process files that are single channel or multiple channels. We can do speaker separation now. We can do sentiment as well. And we can also automate the transcription process for your scenarios through the use of callbacks or webhooks, as they are known. I will say a couple of things about diarization. So this is about speaker separation here. So I know that a lot of call center customers have data stored in a single channel. So both voices, the agent and the customer, are recording on a mono channel. Diarization allows you to separate the two speakers, recognize who says what. In the world before diarization, a pre-diarization sort of transcription world, if you had as input a piece of audio with two speakers, one making an offer, as I have on the example there, and the other one just giving some feedback on the offer, you would get a lexical form with all the tokens included for that segment. What diarization does is effectively resegmenting that output and separating out the speakers. And on top of that, you get word-level timestamps, and on top of that, you get sentiment as well. So this is really important for those of you that want to transcribe call center data through the use of the unified model, as I said, but also do analytics on that data as well. You get that out of the box from us. I know that sentiment is the most sought after feature in call center analytics. With the sentiment model that we offer today, you can get insights on customer satisfaction. You can get insights on the performance of your agents. You can pinpoint the exact point in time when a call started turning negative, and so on and so forth. We offer the feature, the sentiment analysis on batch only for the time being, and the model is a beta model that we use. We score neutral, positive, and negative, and we do provide scoring per utterance. So for each utterance, we're going to give you an actual score, and depending on your domain, you can decide how you want those set of scores to be aggregated together to decide what they would reflect for the actual phone call. Now, adding sentiment to the transcript is very easy. Basically, you just pass a property to the HTTP post request, transcription request. And on the right, I have an edited piece of JSON there to show you what you would get as a response with a request where sentiment is on. Basically, you get the lexical form as we did before, ITN and display form, along with the sentiment and the sentiment scores. There's more features. There's word-level timestamps. I know there are some customers, especially for call centers, that like to transcribe each channel separately for the scenarios where the IVR stores the customer on a separate channel than the agent. So you can still transcribe them separately, and you can use word-level timestamps to sort the transcript, or to sort both transcripts into a single unified transcript. There is also bulk transcription. If you have your data, your audio recordings in Azure, and you create an SAS for the container, and you give us that container as part of your HTTP post request, we will go in there, transcribe all the files, and we'll give you a JSON for each of those files. The final thing I want to mention in terms of call center is the webhooks. The call center, the HTTP callbacks. We provide those for all our long-running operations. I know that probably transcription will be the most popular one, but it's very easy to create, as you can see on the left, a webhook with our service. And on the right, what I have is an edited piece of a JSON of the response you get for registering a webhook. You basically get details about the models that were used for the transcription, the idea of the transcript so that you can go and download it, the status, the locale, and the parameters that were used. There is also, I won't go into detail, but there's also a brand new portal for those customers that were using Portal to do adaptation. There's a brand new portal, great experience. Please go and check it out. And there is also the container that we announced earlier this morning. So speech to text in a container. We have details of how to use this, how to install it, and all that stuff on our documentation. So this is it from me. I will call my colleague, Brenda, to come on stage. So the thing I want you to remember from me is that we're embracing the call center scenario. We want to work with your call center data. We launched several features for this: bulk transcription, speaker recognition, sentiment, webhook automation, and there will definitely be more. I'm going to be at the booth for the rest of the day and tomorrow, so I hope to speak to some of you then. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you, panels. Hi, everyone. My name is Brenda Meng. Today, I'm honored to introduce one of the key differentiators of Microsoft Speech Service, customization. So high-level-wise, you can think of customization as a capability to help improve the speech recognition accuracy using your own data. It allows you to tailor the speech model to a set of terms or sentences that are important to your business and are likely to be spoken by users in your application. Now, customization has already benefited over half of the speech traffic. And to get benefit from customization, what you need to do is just to prepare and upload the text to be favored to our custom speech portal. And this year, we are glad to introduce 2 new callouts and highlights of customization, starting from our new custom speech portal. Now on the new portal, you will have more comprehensive tool support across the end-to-end customization lifecycle, from the model training, testing, to the final deployment. In addition, to further facilitate the insight extraction, we also enabled the side-by-side comparison feature. So now on the new portal, you'll be able to compare the accuracy as well as the highlighted misrecognized words of 2 models side by side to either choose a better performing model or guide your next round of tuning in a very efficient way. And the second highlight this year is for our enterprise customers. As Satya called out in the keynote session, that now the speech service can be trained using data in your company's Microsoft 365 tenant to deliver the optimal speech recognition accuracy on your jargons. But before diving into the details, let's take a moment to think about the key challenges you're facing when using speech service. Well, the top challenge from our customers so far is still about the accuracy. As we know that in industry, there's no SR system, or even no human can reach 100% accuracy. Sometimes it might be okay to misrecognize words that are not essential for our understanding. However, failing to recognize the key terms, for example, your product name, project name, people name, or domain terms, will have significant impact on the productivity or even usability of your feature. So how to improve accuracy on the key business jargons is a key challenge. And the second pain point from our customers is about the optimization effort. Because unfortunately, accuracy improvement is by no means a one-off process. It requires tedious, manual, and repeated tuning to capture the evolving and amazing jargons. So how to improve accuracy on jargons in an efficient way becomes critical. However, for our enterprise customers, if you really think about it, well, we're talking about tons of business jargons embedded in millions or even billions of documents in the compliant environment. So how to capture those jargons in the customization, and how to hook up your company's office data with the speech service is a key challenge. So with this context in mind, today we introduce a much faster way for you to benefit from customization. And next, let me show you how the tenant language model can make your life much easier. Well, if you opt in the tenant language model, our system will automatically generate a custom model by using your company's Office 365 data to deliver the optimal accuracy on your business jargons. And what is cool here is that now the model will get updated on a regular basis automatically in a completely secure and compliant fashion without any extra effort from you. And data-wise, initially we start from using partial data, for example, the public group email data. And eventually, we will support more knowledge available in your company's Microsoft 365 tenant to further boost accuracy. And next, for your better understanding, let's have a look at a few examples. Because build is for our dear customers and developers, so we choose some audios with technical terms embedded. And we shoot these audios to the speech service backend with base model and tenant language model, respectively. And let's see how it goes.
Report IP decom test.
As Bo mentioned, our Princeton service is built using shared NuGet packages and runs in the Kubernetes cluster in Skyman.
Use this Gusto query.
As you can see, actually, there are various kinds of business jargons, like people name, product name, product name, or the domain terms that are special for your industry or company, or even abbreviations. For example, here the IP decom test is abbreviation of IP decommissioning test, which is commonly used within the industry, within the company. So if you think about the scenario, for example, in your conversation with your customer, failing to recognize these terms will definitely put you in a bad position. So if you do want to improve accuracy on the important jargons in an efficient way, and you have this data in your company's office data, you may want to try the tenant language model, which is just 2 steps away. Well, the first step is to have your tenant administrator to turn on Azure Speech Service toggle on Microsoft 365 Admin Center to give us consent. And after that, just install our speech SDK and enable the AD authentication, which is just a few lines of code change, very simple, as you can see here. And when a user logs in your application and start talking, your application will send the user audio alongside the AD auth token to speech service backend, which will load and serve the tenant language model dedicated for your company and return the tailored text with high accuracy on your jargons. And now this feature is in gated preview. If you can apply to join our gated preview on our new custom speech portal, or you can email us at msosm@microsoft.com. Okay, so all right, just to wrap up, if you are interested in customization, I want to have dedicated model for your company with higher accuracy on jargons in an efficient way, welcome to our booth to get more details. Okay, next I'll leave the stage to my colleague Qin Ying to share more details about TTS. Thank you.
Hi, everyone. Part of speech services, text-to-speech is a set of API that enables your application, devices, and tools to convert text into natural-sounding synthetic speech. It has been used in various scenarios, and we have seen 3 of those really trending. The first one is to improve accessibility for your applications, and more companies are benefiting from enabling their users to interact with their content audibly. The second one, of course, is voice agent. TTS is an integral part of the voice-enabled virtual assistant, be it customer support, voice agent, healthcare bot, education AI. Voice enables your consumers to interact mutually with AI. And in the fast-pacing AI-first, mobile-first era, TTS enables a new business, which is the digital audio content generation. And we have seen many companies producing this audio content for their users with the high-quality TTS. Our mission is to provide you a set of highly natural, human-sounding TTS voice to enable you to provide a delightful experience to your users, and to enable you to customize the voice and output to to make it fit your business. With our standard offerings, you can easily enable your applications and devices to speak in more than 45 languages. And these voices are not just available on Azure, but they can be also deployed on the edge and on-prem with our Docker containers. In addition, we continue to push the envelope to provide you the best voices in the market and to enable you to customize the voice models so you can have your own signature voice. Next, we will focus on the neural TTS and the customization. So, neural text-to-speech is not just a new series of synthetic voices. It's a new way of creating synthetic speech. Microsoft Neural TTS uses end-to-end neural network to generate speech from scratch. This is not like the other speech synthesis technique. And this approach overcomes the limitations of the traditional TTS, be it parametric-based or rich unit selection. Also, in our various studies, neural TTS systematically and repeatedly outperformed the hybrid system, which uses the traditional prosody prediction together with the WaveNet vocoders and synthesizer. I will give you some examples. Here's the first one.
I live at 9th Avenue and 20th Street, 3 blocks away from where I work.
So if you listen carefully, you can hear some of the small glitches in the muffled effect. And this is the traditional TTS, which is using the concatenative synthesis approach. And listen to the next 2 samples more carefully.
I live at 9th Avenue and 20th Street, 3 blocks away from where I work. I live at 9th Avenue and 20th Street, 3 blocks away from where I work.
And can you tell which is human, which is synthetic speech? This one is human? I'm hearing different answers. And today, I'm very excited to share with you that this neural TTS technology is now generally available on Azure across a number of regions. They are available in a list of data centers in Asia Pacific, in North America, as well as the European countries. And the languages are extended to Italian and German as well. I will give you some more examples of the online voice we have. And you can use this API to produce your own audios. Imagine this Jessa is an assistant, and I could ask her to help me do different things, like play a song. And I can get the response like this.
You're listening to Mistletoe by Justin Bieber on Spotify.
I think the speaker, the effect is not as I hear in my desktop. But yeah, that sounds really natural, really great. And I can ask my voice agent, can dogs eat chocolate? Well, I don't know the answer.
According to vetinfo.com, depending on the type of chocolate and the manufacturer, the amounts of theobromine will differ. However, dark chocolate is the most toxic for dogs, while white chocolate is relatively safe. Another reason why chocolate may be bad for dogs is that some chocolates contain caffeine, which is another toxic substance for dogs.
In China, there are a lot of companies who are using neural TTS to create audio content. And one day I was listening to an audio and I get this snippet. I have provided the English translation, so if you don't understand Chinese, you can see the script and pay attention to how the voice actually express the content.
想和你表白，试了10000种方式，找了1000次时机，但都放弃了，最终只能原地踏步。
Isn't it lovely? And many users are using this voice to in their voice assistant scenarios. For example, they want to ask news about a car model.
负责人 Michael 透露，新推出的紧凑型 SUV 搭载了智能的音响系统，可以语音控制 volume 大小。不过，车身的整体造型还是个 secret。
Pay attention to how smoothly this voice transit between English and Chinese. And your voice
Hallo,
agent
willkommen in Seattle. Diese Stadt ist voll von fantastischen Aussichten, großartigem Kaffee, innovativen Gerichten und vielem anderen mehr. Hier sind die coolsten Dinge, die man in Seattle unternehmen kann.
Right, if you're from Germany, imagine when you arrive at Seattle, you'll hear a voice greeting you in German and in Italian.
Salve, benvenuti a Seattle. Questa città è piena di panorami incredibili, ottimo caffè, cibo innovativo e altro ancora. Ecco le cose più cool da fare a Seattle.
Many developers are asking for a voice that can speak more than just one style. And we are enable you to do this today. Imagine an assistant that can really understand and resonate my emotion. When I am happy or when I share good news with her, she can answer me like this.
Wow, that's just amazing.
And when I'm not feeling good, she will say something like this.
Oh, I am sorry to hear that.
And you can use all those different styles in this one universal model. It's super simple. And we have enabled different voices to support different styles. In Chinese, newscast style and sentiment style. You can just add one more line in your SSML, which is the MSTTS, express as, and specify the style you want. What's more, we are releasing a set of neural voices in private preview. So if you want to try any of these voices, I encourage you to take a picture because this is not shared in our website. And contact us at our email, and we will share with you how to try these new voices. When building your applications, especially voice agents, you want to customize it so it sounds in the voice you like. And you want to even customize the output so it fits your business. With the speech services, you can build your own voice model on our customization portal or through a set of customization API. To customize your voice model, you just provide a set of speech data together with their transcripts, and we can help you build a model that turns to your speech, turns to your voice. And you can deploy it on Azure to get a custom endpoint, which can be only accessed by your subscription. Today, this customization capability supports 9 languages. In many cases, you may not have the training data in the format that we require for the training system which is sentence-based speech data together with their transcripts, very accurate transcripts. Now we provide a new service to help you automatically segment long audios and transcribe speech if you don't have the transcription data. So you can just bring the long audio you have, and with or without transcripts, and we can do the segmentation for you. When using the voices, be it a custom voice or a standard voice, or even neural voice, many developers would like to refine the output as well. It can be done through SSML, the synthesis markup language. But many have been asking if they could get a tool to further validate the system easily. And today, we provide you a set of the tuning interface where you can easily tune the rate, pitch, break, prosody, and the pronunciations, and get the SSML you want. All these features are available on customvoice.ai, and you can get started today. But many developers are not voice experts. To help you create a voice that sounds really great, we also provide this turnkey solution where we take care of every steps from voice persona design to recording, data collection, data pre-processing, training with the latest technology we have, non-neural or neural, and evaluate the quality as well as deploying the service. This is also a private service, so if you or your company are interested in this service, contact us. Last but not least, Microsoft is a company that values social responsibility as much as we value every companies, every partners, and every developers, including you. So during working together to create this signature voice, we will make sure to work closely with you to ensure that every voice experience we create together is designed and developed in a responsive way for a responsible purpose. Thank you, and I will give the stage to Arthi to share with you cool news about transcription, conversation transcription. Thank you.
We're going to start the demo with Windows Hello. We can use that. Yeah. I think you guys are going backwards a little. All right, my name is Arthi Longino. I'm a principal program manager in the speech and language group at Microsoft. I'm joined by Sarah on stage, who is an engineer in speech and language as well. So I wanted to start us off today with a number that you got a sneak peek of just now if you were looking at the screen. $31.8 billion US dollars is the projected value of the voice recognition market in the next 5 years. That number is huge, and it's growing exponentially at tons of scenarios that are interesting for consumers as voice recognition technology is showing up everywhere. So if that number sounds good to you, I think you'll find the next few minutes even more interesting. If the clicker will work. Okay, we lost the clicker, yeah. All right. If you were at the keynote or watched the keynote earlier yesterday, you saw that we had demoed some new groundbreaking technologies in far field recognition, conversation transcription, where folks are sitting around a table. We actually showed it yesterday without a device. Project Denmark is the code name for leveraging devices that you already have, phones, tablets, PCs. We created a dynamic far-field microphone array, and we showcased some interesting conversational scenarios. What we wanted to talk a little bit more about today is that is a really amazing demo. It's still in a research phase. Where we are now is we have these groundbreaking capabilities in far-field transcription that we want to put in the hands of developers. So by leveraging the Azure services around conversation transcription and a DDK offering, we're giving you the power to go create compelling customer experiences in conversation transcription scenarios yourselves. Last year at Build, we had also, with the cone, if you can see it here, the black tower, we showcased not only far-field transcription, but also translation, smart action items, meeting minutes, a ton of customer scenarios that are really about these scenarios that are in the service. It's less about the device itself. We had tons of customer interest. Right after Build last year, I can't even count how many emails we received from people across various industries, hundreds of different types of use cases, thousands of use cases where people wanted this technology because it would help not only in meeting scenarios, which was the showcase of the demo, but really started to think about anywhere where humans are talking to each other. There is value in what these services can provide. And this year, we wanted to follow that up and, again, make these services available to you as developers. So we're going to talk about a couple of things. One is the public preview of the Azure Conversation Transcription Service itself. Also, we'll showcase DDK for you, living on the edge here. We just added the live demo a couple of hours ago. This is the DDK, so we'll see how it works with the demo Wi-Fi, but we wanted to give you an opportunity to see it live. And then finally, I'll talk about later the private preview that we have of the tower itself that we're opening up by invitation. So we talked a little bit about some of these scenarios: ad hoc conversations, meetings, interviews, conversational apps. The list really goes on and up to our customers' imagination. Every day, I feel like I get an email with a new customer use case where this technology will be applicable. And what is really, I think, really powerful is how quickly it scales. And you can think about infusing these Azure services into any existing application where voice transcription adds value, and also a whole host of new scenarios where more and more customers are relying on speech interaction to get things done while on the go, busy professionals. All of this comes together in this set of Azure services. Conversation transcription, which again is about real-time, far-field conversational transcription. Those set of capabilities are in public preview today in ENUS and ZHCN. So you can take a look at that starting today. And the DDK is generally available as well. So this is this device here, small compact form factor. This is a 7-mic circular array. It's again premium audio processing, multi-channel audio, leveraging the Microsoft Audio Stack for the highest quality speech recognition. And this is $99 off that link. You can go there and get it. So with that, let's see if we can show you a live demo. So while Sarah is bringing that up, what you'll see here is the sample demo app where you'll start to see real-time recognition. And I've already previously enrolled in the service, so if you've been watching the demos, you'll notice that in the keynotes we're saying, Arthi said this, Sarah said this, Michael said this. We have all previously done a quick 1-minute enrollment, small set of voice sample. We learn who you are so that anywhere you go, whatever endpoint that you may have, whether that be your phone or a reference, a DDK device, or anywhere that you are, but you have a microphone connecting to these services, we can tell who you are and add value. So no need to re-enroll in multiple places. Are we having some trouble with the Wi-Fi? Go on? Okay. We can come back to the demo. So the sample application, if you go back, Sarah, is really a 5-minute quick start. It is, let me see, sorry. It's a 5-minute quick start from the time that you have the DDK in hand to connecting to our services. There's actually a long-running joke amongst the developers on our team that the most time-consuming part of this experience is getting the DDK out of the box. Once you have that, you simply start Visor, select your DDK device, set the microphone geometry to the circular microarray, build the app, deploy it to the device, connect it to the services, and you're able to speak to the device, put it in the middle of a room, walk around, and experience a far-field conversation transcription. So pretty fast before you can experience all the amazing capabilities. So a little bit about user enrollment. I just talked a bit about this. Once you try doing the initial setup, you'll see that you are by default, the service doesn't know who you are. You'll show up as guest. If you have someone else in the room, they'll show up as guest 2, guest 3, guest 4, et cetera, because we're doing real-time separation, diarization of the speakers in the space. However, if you want to build an application as shown in the demo where the person's name is also there, you can create profiles for these users using a simple enrollment sample code that we have and connecting to the signature generation service. Again, really straightforward. We have a quick start guide there. And from then on, once that user is enrolled, you don't have to worry about it. Anytime that they're interacting with the service, they should show up. What's also exciting is this is one DDK that we have here today, but the portfolio of DDKs, speech DDKs, is expanding rapidly. So you see here the Azure Connect DDK, which is the linear 4-mic array. There's a couple of other samples of the linear mic arrays, circular arrays. Go to this link, you can see the whole host of options available to you, and that list is ever expanding. Tons of interest in the ODM space around these reference designs and the high quality speech experiences that they enable. Also, we wanted to talk a little bit here about the private preview of the tower, the very popular tower. We get a lot of questions about the audio-visual DDK. So this is the same 7-mic array as the DDK that we have up here. Also on top, though, is a 360 camera. So we're using not only the voice ID of the speaker to identify who they are, but also leveraging the additional horsepower, the signal of the visual of the individual and the speaker, so that you can really boost up that accuracy in a larger space. This helps, or if you have many participants and you want to be able to improve the quality of distinguishing between speakers, both the voice and face signal together helps deliver on those capabilities. So this today is in private preview. We have a limited program where we're inviting interested parties to apply, and we're working with system integrators in the United States and China to help deploy this device and connecting to the Azure services into your workflows so that you can enable scenarios like meeting transcription. If you're interested in piloting the technology and say, oh, I think having our meetings transcribed would be really powerful for our employees, we can deploy some of these devices and see how it works with your existing workflows. So really the idea here is that it fades into the background. Employees are getting intrinsic value and not having to worry about taking meeting notes. They can go to a meeting, really be immersed in the conversation, and the notes are taken for them, including smart insights. So if I say, Sarah, can you take a follow-up to get back to me next Tuesday? We automatically capture that and put it into a separate insights section. So those type of scenarios, we've started actually with a limited preview leading up to Build in the past 1 year, piloting this technology with other companies that were interested in it, and a lot of great value. I think myself, I've stopped taking meeting notes at about 8, 9 months ago. So I go to a meeting, I feel really engaged in the conversation, and I know that the Azure Conversation Transcription Service is going to get it right for me. So it's really powerful. So there's the invitation to apply. Just shoot us a quick mail, and we'll get back to you with more details if you're interested in that preview program. I think we skipped one, but it's okay. Yeah. Is the demo, you think, you want to try? Okay. So again, this Azure Conversation Transcription Service is really, we think, a transformative set of capabilities, especially given the reception that we've seen in talking about this technology all throughout last year. It was a huge customer signal for us to double down in the technology. Going into Build last year, we thought it was really amazing. We had some customer signal. But after debuting it and talking to many, many, many more customers this year, we collectively decided, wow, this is a great space for us to add value and get your feedback in the public preview and continue to enhance these services to meet the needs of customers. So I talked a little bit about some of these insights that we have today that you'll see if you go to the website and you start working with the DDK and the sample app around Smart Insights. This is an area where we have even more customer signal. So it's not just about reading a flat transcription of what was said, but it's what are those things that are most relevant to someone. So a lot of us are double booked in meetings, or wow, I know I have all these meetings on my calendar, but I want to be doing something else today, so maybe I can't attend those, but can I get some quick, smart, AI-driven insights from that transcription, extract what is most relevant to me, highlight that, and make my job easier, make me more productive, and allow me to focus on the things that I need to for the day. This is an area where we're really looking at what are the AI technologies across Microsoft, across these different groups that are interested in NLP, and a lot of ML groups working on these type of Smart Insights meeting summaries, infusing those services in Azure with the conversation transcription service in Azure. And so this gets better every day. So that'll be a sneak peek of what is to come. All right. No demo? Okay, sounds good. Yeah. Okay, well, it was worth a shot. We have a page here for developer resources as Sarah flips back. We have links to the Quick Start Guide as well as the pricing model for public preview, and an invitation to learn more if there are any questions on how to integrate these technologies. We do have a booth over near that big blue sphere that I think that seems to be the central focal point of reference and referring to space in this meeting. So you guys can check out the speech booth. But other than that, still not back? Okay. Okay, no problem. All right, well, I guess we will wrap it up with that and take questions from the group.